Hey there guys, Aaron Baker. I'm doing something a little different here today. Eugene, Oregon, outside of Lane County Jail. You can see it here with the razor wire and barbed wire and all that. But first off, USA has the highest incarceration rate in the world of 754 inmates per 100,000 residents, making it the highest prison jail population in the world. 23.4% of the world's prison population is in the United States. There are 3 times more women imprisoned in the United States than any other nation. Talk about women's rights there. We got 3 times the amount of women incarcerated in America here than any other nation. In 2006, $68 billion was spent on corrections. Just take this for example. In California, the jails are actually segregated by race. Segregated by race in California. You can just imagine how that spills onto the streets if you can't even jail people in the same cell with different races. Imagine how that spills out onto the streets. And then another thing what we have going that is very scary. Remember, the U.S. Constitution does allow for slavery in the case of incarceration. And what we have right now is a lot of jails in the country being turned over to private ownership, and so there's an incentive for those people, for the companies to incarcerate people to get the cheap labor, to sell that labor for cheap, and it's legal. It's slavery. And that's happening. And we have the prison overpopulation. For instance, here in Eugene, back in March, we had our Oregon Duck running back for the Oregon Duck, University of Oregon, LaMichael James, star running back guy. He was sentenced for 10 days of jail for strangling his girlfriend, and yet he was released within 25 minutes. So I'm going to take you guys in there. It's my first time going in there. Hope you enjoy it. Alright guys, I just got out of there. I'm really disappointed I didn't get to show you anything. Cameras aren't allowed anywhere on the premises, and which is sad. There are certain tour days for the public, the citizens, to go in there and check it out, which then no cameras are allowed. Yeah, I've seen reports within jails before, so possibly I could schedule an appointment and they would have to look into me and all that and possibly get in there, which will be nice. Maybe I'll try to do that someday if I have the time. And you know, I just wanted to see what type of people are we locking up here in our local community. What does it look like? I've never been in there. I've seen more today than I ever have. And I did get to talk to someone when I was, you know, trying to get in there to, you know, telling them who I was and what I'm about and what I want to report on, how we have more people incarcerated here in the United States than anywhere. And, you know, he mentioned, well, you know, but we don't mistreat our prisoners, you know, and it's like, well, yeah, you guys treat them better than the average citizen, you know, they get their free housing and food and medical, you know, so, but the thing is, you know, and he had to mention, you know, and like in China, so they're chopping off hands or whatever, so the people really fear the government. Here, you know, yes, the government is overwhelming. It's taken over all of our life, so it does make us all an enemy of the state, and that's why we're getting all thrown into prison here, just like in what happened in the Soviet Union. They used to exceed us in the number of people in prisons. Of course, after the collapse, it got all better, you know, and now we are taking the place of that. And thing is, though, we don't need to do any of this brutal tactics of making us fear our government so we won't break the law, you know, like these other countries do, where yes, they're upright citizens and they're not breaking laws because they truly fear, you know, getting themselves beaten to death, you know, by batons or whatever. What we have forgotten, the same thing the Soviet Union forgot, was the fear of God. We have forgotten God. And Alexander Solzhenitsyn spelled this out pretty good in his books. I'll put a link to his bios, and You know, that's the problem. We need to get God back into our lives, Jesus Christ, at the center of our lives. So that's what's going on, guys.